Hello, my lovelies. Well, just waiting for Cookie. He's just contacted me. He's had trouble clicking on because he hasn't done a live stream for ages. So he's going to be trying to get on, but I've told him what to do. But it may take him a little time to get used to it because he hasn't done a live for ages. Are you Mandy? Are you Meet the Cockerels? Are you Welsh Girl? Are you Invisible Eye? Are you Kels, me lovely? So it's just a matter of waiting for him to see if he can actually get through. Shouldn't be much problems. He's just got to click on the link, really, and that will get him through here. But we'll wait and see. Are you, Cookie? If you actually clicked the link, there's no point you being there where you're at the moment. Click the bleeding link. Do you know what? It's as bad as trying to train Kelsey into not burping after she's had a cup of tea at the Ritz. It is. Do you need me to put the link in the live chat, Cookie? It's raining here. I'll just waffle on until I work out what's going on here. Yeah, it's started raining. One day of sun. Next thing, it's lashing down now. Mad weather. Cookie, can you communicate with me, please, and tell me, do you need me to put it in the live chat for you, or what are you doing? This is why it's a good idea to turn up like 5 minutes, 3 minutes beforehand, because then you're not having a situation like this where you're sitting here waiting, looking like an absolute pleb. Oh, there we go. Are you, Cookie? So what's happening? Do you want? I'll put it in the live chat. Go back to the live chat and I'll put it there. Okay, Cookie. Try from there. Okay. See you in a minute. Is he here? Is he here? Is he? Stop calling me Uncle Anne. Stop calling me Uncle Anne. Right. Call me Mademoiselle. Yeah, him. Seen him. Did you see this last one? Robbing my video footage. Robbing my video. You see, I mean, I don't mind because, you know, if I can help him get views to his channel by using my name or using my videos, you know, I'm not going to stop him. It might help him, you know, get noobs as small by using. Oh, why are you narrative? So I don't know. I think we might have to do that. I haven't got a Ouija board. I could have done it through that. For some reason he's not getting through. So I don't know what this is going to be an abandoned one, but I'll ask someone on if he doesn't make it because I think this is going to be a non-starter. This I can sort of get that feeling of it. He would have clicked on it by now and been here, so something's going on. And if he's not going to get on, he's not going to get on. It's narrative. You might be called in to fill a gap because I've got a funny feeling this isn't going to happen. Yep, it's definitely not going to happen by the looks of it. I mean, you just click, that's it. If you're not going to get on, you're not going to get on. I can't source out anyway. So I don't know if anyone's free. They can come on. Do you want to come on, Karma Corner? Because this isn't happening. I can tell it's not going to happen with Cookie. Something's gone wrong, so we can't make it on here. Do you want to come on? Narrative, do you want to come on? Because it's going to be a closed show if I close it down, because it's not happening. He's not being able to click on for some reason. Oh, here we go. I'm cooking salmon head so that I would grace you with my presence. Go, get out of us. Well then, I don't know what to do. I'm left high and dry here on my own. Would have been a good live, that. Yeah, I was looking for the. I mean, if he can't get on, he can't get on. Nothing can be done about it, but it's a wasted live. And I was looking forward to it, but he's not going to make it on, I can tell. So I'll just sit here for a couple of minutes because I've started the live now. I might as well do absolutely something, God knows what. And no one's available to fill the space, but where's that one? Oh, we might be successful. Wait a minute, just let's get rid of this fella. Kelsey, get rid of Phil McCracken, Dodgy Dave style. Get rid of him. Here we go. Here he is.
Carry on finally. Bloody
hell. It's
not
your fault.
That, you know.
I know it's not your fault. I knew there was something wrong because you were phoning me, letting me know that you couldn't get on. So I was thinking, oh, it's not going to happen. Because last time that happened, it happened with Motorsports. Motorsports used to have helped. He never actually could get on my lives. And he'd try and try and try. And he couldn't get on. So I thought, God, this could be the same thing. That it's just something about the software is not happening.
There's something wrong with me hearing.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you, but it's...
Yeah. I think what it is, the connection must be weird. I
can hear you better now.
Yeah, oh, good. So anyway, everyone, so we've got everyone here. We've got Karma Corner. Do you remember him?
I remember Karma Corner, yeah.
Oh God, you've got a good memory. Remember, he has that little channel.
Karma Corner.
He has that little channel, doesn't he, where he does these bizarre. I mean, he's all right, you know. I like watching
Just
it because
smoking on, that's all.
That's okay. I mean, I like watching Karma because it's nice to watch, the lower working classes being inventive. It's amusing, isn't it? Don't you think, Steve? And don't you think absolutely wonderful it is? And we've got is Kelsey here or she buggered off again? Do you know what? I have to keep a watch on her. She's a crafty puss, she is. She'll actually, there she is. Did you hear what I said about getting rid of that? Or did you get rid of that Phil one, Kelsey? Yeah, what she'll do, I have to watch it because I noticed it on a couple of ones. She'd come in, oh, hi, everyone, hi, chat. Then there'd be something else going on somewhere else, and she'd sneak off because I'd shout, oh, thanks, Kelsey. I'd shout out to her, and she wouldn't respond. I think she's sneaked off, and she would have. She'd have sneaked off, yeah. Yeah, and I'm not as green as some cabbage looking. Anyway, what do you want to give the people an update, Stephen, on what's been happening? Everyone knows you were banged up, and now you're out. So do you want to tell people what's been going on when you decide what you want to say?
I got out just before Christmas, 3 months before Christmas, 2 months before Christmas. I was in a hospital for it was like a psychiatric hospital.
Yeah.
It was all right, but I ended up taking ill, and I ended up in hospital for 4 nights. I nearly bloody died.
And then you vanished.
I did.
Yeah,
I
because
just think things at home have been a bit upside down and all that, fellas. I'm
yeah,
not felt settled. So that's all I've been doing. It's just looking after myself, keep myself settled since I got out of that hospital. Because there was a few things going on that I wasn't happy about, but you can't really talk about them.
yeah.
You know?
It's just I remember you being when you were ill and you were taken into hospital. That was suddenly happened to you, didn't it? It was very, very quick. And
It
you were
was like
very ill.
the thought I had been poisoned.
Yeah.
That's what the thought I had happened, to put us on morphine and all that straight away and put us in intensive care unit. It was kind of naughty. What happened is I was really ill on the fourth.
Oh, wait a minute. I've
Night.
forgotten to shout. I just realised I've forgotten to shout out Irish Bull. Hello, Irish Bull. Do you want me to do it? Do you want me to do a Brian Cockle? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, you're like the son I never had. Remember those days? Go on. Sorry about that, Cookie. I couldn't resist that.
So I discharged myself too early and all that, didn't I?
Yeah.
I didn't want to end up hooked on them powerful drugs that they were pumping into this. I was right out my head for them 4 days, man. I was.
Yeah, because I know you went quiet. I couldn't get in contact with them. I thought something's happened. And my view is if someone doesn't want to be contacted, you give them that time and that space, and then they'll contact you when they want to. You just leave.
Well, I'm like that, you see, because when I'm in crisis mode in my head and all that, I don't like to reach out to people. I like to solve my own problems and get on with it, But when I'm settled and sorted and all that, that's when I start reaching out to people and that, because you didn't want to put on people when you're in that sort of frame of mind and stuff and that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. Sometimes people do need the space and to get themselves together.
It's all the jail I done, you see. It's all the jail behind that door. But no, I've been doing canny. I've been looking at them myself.
Well, that's a good thing. That's it. If you're taking care of yourself, that's the best thing to do. But you've been out for a while now, hasn't it? It's been a few months.
It's been a few months now. It's been what?
It's been a few.
It's been about 10 months, 9, 10 months.
Easy. Yeah, because remember you getting out.
Got your head down all that time.
Because you're putting like one of those, what you call them? You come out of prison and you go into what's it called?
No, I'm going to dumb my head in this time in the jail. It's not nice being in the jail when you're not supposed to be there, like.
Oh. Well, this is it. I couldn't work it out because I know. Because I remember it happening and I remember the day getting contacted about what was going on. And definitely you weren't there. You weren't there, but you were the one hauled in. It was like, well, wait a minute. How come he's getting hauled in where he wasn't there? But it just went. But the thing was, though, at least you and Flossie Jock have got your self-esteem there because she refused to make a statement and so did you. So there we go. But one person did make a statement who calls everyone else grasses. So, it just goes to show. That's all I'll say about it. Just goes to show what the standard is. But we'll get off that subject. We'll keep off that subject. So anyway, you're still doing you're back to doing your camping, aren't you? Yeah.
Oh, I was camping, but it was a funny camp the other night. The first time I went on like the site, but it was like deserted, just a few caravans on it, and that's right out the way. It was a canny night, But like,
Yeah.
two of my pals who were not there, it was a bit of a wake sort of thing. A couple of my pals, quite suddenly died. Uh,
Mm,
well before that time as well, So
yeah.
that's what that was about, you know what I mean? But I am gonna get back into the camping and stuff and that. But I've been thinking about doing some more YouTube videos and all that, and
Yeah.
pulling a bit some large subjects and stuff and that, and looking at the psychology and trying to understand what's going on and stuff and all that, with all the politics and all the crap that's been going on. You know, it's
Yeah.
but I've just had other things to do that I have to keep myself cush, so I've got to focus on myself so that my
yeah.
needs are all right all the time. That's what's important to me. No matter what's going on in my life, I'm alright. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way I've got to keep myself.
And
You know,
also not
keep
getting
you down.
dragged into past dramas, which I know
Aye.
suddenly when you were
You're my
coming on.
pal. You're my pal, and so I come on.
Yeah.
I thought I'd be alive with you and that.
Oh, yeah,
That's the
that's
thing,
it.
that you're my pal and that. You've always getting on and that.
But I
And
know I've seen a certain person has been putting up videos when he noticed this live was happening, and this live isn't about him. He's not that interested or important. He's a sad individual. Let him go his way, but it's not about him because this is it. And I think he so just blank all that's going on, that kind of
I
thing.
have fully intent. I'm not getting involved in that.
Yeah,
It's like
but
honestly,
I've been watching.
honestly, I got proper freedom of speech issues to start with around all that.
Mm, yeah,
So which is healthy, really. You know what I mean, for me, because like it just keeps me out of that.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And like what's said about me said. That's just the way I've got loads of things to say about me.
mm,
You know, quite happy to talk about me with anybody, really. But
yeah. Well,
I've got
that's.
a good past. Well, aye, never
I'm
mind.
just reading a few of the comments here. Can you see the comments as well, or not?
No, I'm not on the YouTube. I'm on StreamYard. I've signed into StreamYard and all that.
Oh yeah. I'm just looking to see. Cookies not. Yeah, that's it. Well, T Gun is T Gun. She's not late for once. I usually get a message. Oh, I've just arrived, and she arrives about 5 minutes before the end of her live. Don't you, T Gun? You've got arms doing that. Oh, I'm here now, and it's like, oh, sorry, we're ending now. But you've missed a lot on YouTube since you've been off it and away from it. The dynamic has completely changed. But what's weird, and I'm saying this to the chat as well, because I think this is fascinating. It's the way people who were so together with each other, friends with each other, mates to each other, being loyal to each other, suddenly have turned around 360 degrees and they're enemies with each other. It's not 360 degrees, it's
Aye,
that's the wrong saying. But yeah, it's it's like
things
suddenly
happened,
it's
didn't it?
all changed. And it's like so you can't really when you think I don't know why people get into these close friendships on YouTube because they usually end up crumbling. And when they crumble bad style as well.
Aye, especially if people are recording you and stuff like that, and
Yeah. I
it's
think
like, oh my God, what's going on?
I think
I
what
can't
is
be
it?
bothered with all that. I don't bother
Yeah.
with it. You know what I mean? Honestly, it's like, what the hell, man? I haven't spoken to anybody. I haven't spoken to anybody, like, and you're the only one who I've spoken to off YouTube, like.
Yeah, it's all
I'm
changed.
so deviate for anybody like that. I'm
Well,
still alright to
amazingly
deviate from that,
enough.
you know what I mean?
Well,
Uh,
Steve, to let you know what's happened with the situation with Steve, I did. I watched this film, right? Is a was it what's it called? New Breed of Criminal. And
aye,
Cookie, I was thinking, should I do a review on this? And I thought, no, I'll do a review on it. And I tried to be as nice as I could. But as nice as I was, I couldn't escape the fact it was pretty bad. It was a bad film. It wasn't good at all. So I did that.
I'm
So
not.
he blocked me after that. So he doesn't like criticism, so he blocked me. I mean, that's up to him, but
Oh,
you know, I didn't mean to hate him. I was just saying your
oh,
film's terrible. Which, oh, what's when I think that sounds awful, doesn't it? I didn't say your film's terrible. I just said
well,
it didn't
I
work.
kind of judge me because I haven't watched it, Anne. I haven't watched it. I haven't even read any of the books. Any books. I
Yeah.
haven't read any books, any criminal books out like that since I think it was 1995 or something.
Well, it's when you're
I think it
into
was
it.
Chrissy Lambriano's book who I read.
Yeah.
I'd read all the careers and all that sort of stuff. More or
I'll
less learn how to read when
I'll read the odd. I mean, I used to like reading. Uh, the Black Dahlia or Dahlia, as the Americans call it, the Black Dahlia, the Black Dahlia, very famous. It's American case that they've never solved, where she was cut in two. She was found severed in two, and that is fascinating. So I've read books on that, but it's sort of like a Jack the Ripper scenario where everyone's trying to find out who Jack the Ripper was, and you're never convinced by who they say they think it was. Same with the
mm,
Black Dahlia. Whoever
mm,
they say it is, you're never quite convinced that's who it is who killed her. But I read stuff like that. But I mean, I do read a few books. It depends. I'm more interested in the person. Now, what was I read? What was the last one I read? Oh, it was about Gorgeous George. You know, the boxer, the wrestler, sorry, Gorgeous George. And his life was absolutely fascinating, Gorgeous George. So I
oh,
read that.
reminds us of someone called Gorgeous George.
And I love reading, here we are, the anti-royalists won't like this. I love reading, oh God, what was it? A Half for a Compass. I love that. I just love all those kinds of books. So I haven't got one reading type. I'll read a variety of books.
I like some of my favourite authors are Wilbur Smith, Christian Jacks. I like
Mm.
Anne Rice because she does some good up vampire books and stuff and that, but that are a good read, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm into all sorts, me. I'm into
Yeah, it's
all
whatever.
sorts.
What is about a book, unlike a film, you can lose yourself in a book, can't you?
Yeah, it
And
helps me focus. It's like a jigsaw. Like
yeah,
I like doing jigsaws. You know, they help me focus and forget about whatever crap's going on in my head and
but I
give
tell
the
you, the
world a
only
good
one,
perspective.
I'll ask you this question as well. You know, when they make a book into a film, now it can go two ways. Either the film can be nowhere near as good as the book, or the film can be better than the book. I've seen that happening. Now, the only book I've ever read, and I thought, my God, that is exactly as you imagine the characters in the film when you watch the film was Gone with the Wind. When you
Right?
watch that film, that's exactly what you're imagining when you're reading the book, what they look like, sound like, talk like. They got it
Mm, mm,
perfect there. And so there was nothing that had toned the book down, though, language wise, because
mm,
she wanted to capture how people actually spoke back then. And it was considered
mm,
very crude in parts. So
mm.
they had to tone the book
Aye,
down for the film.
it's a bit of a read, isn't it?
Oh, it's a fantastic book, but the film is amazing.
Oh, there.
What's your book? I'm a swinger. It's going to be something rude. Have you lost your
Oh,
earpod? That's why I won't
oh,
get those things.
oh, keep finding your heat one. There you go. And then the mess up.
They're annoying, they are. That's why I won't
Touch
use them.
sensitive and everything.
As long as you've got wires on them, you know where they are. That's what I always say.
Aye, aye. Well, the book that I would say for me that was on par with the movie was The Godfather.
Oh, The Godfather, yeah.
Aye,
That was a brilliant book, that.
it's a great book.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so what have you learned from what's happened to you last time when you got arrested? Because it was pretty quick the way it happened as well, wasn't it? It was like that.
I don't know what I've learned. I didn't really learn. I don't think I learned out really through that. You know, I come on YouTube because I wanted to try and mediate something, but I shouldn't have gotten involved really, but I did. and then it turned into me having to defend myself. So, uh,
Mm,
I mean, I didn't jump through all the hoops and all that, I didn't. I must have responded half a dozen
yeah.
times or something in that whole time that I was getting all that crap. So, and I was kind of getting stuff and all that, but
You thought better off it. And that's the right thing. Just,
I suppose there's still a part of us that wants to clear a couple of matters up, but
but it's
I
no
suppose I'll
point
have to sort that. I can sort that out myself.
because, time will always tell in the end. Time will always tell. I've always said that time sorts things out eventually. It does if you give it enough time and just don't, as I say, get dragged into things. I'm just looking at this. The life and time. Oh, wait, wait. I knew it was going to be something funny like that. I'm a swinger. Knew it was going to be something funny like that. So, have you got any news to tell us? Any exclusives? Are you going to give Anne's Live an exclusive? Well, that's a no,
Uh,
isn't it, people? That's a
I,
no.
I don't know what to say to that. I suppose there's loads of things I could say, but
You have to be careful.
I have to be careful. But I'm just gonna try and if I come back on YouTube properly, is just be alright. You know what I mean? And document what I'm doing, make sure I'm doing things positive and moving forward positive and all that sort of stuff. Just let people know
Yeah,
how I'm doing. Uh, I do like the NEA stuff and all that. I do like the drug addiction stuff and all that. So getting me heed into all that as well. So
when you were
now
doing
I'm
that,
doing
you were starting to
available.
do that, weren't you? Oh, oh no, was
I
Dan?
tried I tried to do that when I was in the jail, but it was just totally messed up.
Yeah.
hmm
So, how cut
Totally.
off were you when you were in the jail? How cut off were you? Did you have no access to YouTube or anything like that?
No, no, no. The after my last YouTube phone call, they took us out that damper and went and put us in a damper with no phone.
Yeah, but so I say you'll be
I got
absolutely.
assaulted a couple of times,
Mm,
couple of digs from behind.
yeah,
Uh, but no, really, no, there was no like no, yeah, no, it happened when I was in there. It was just my fear, my mind going back in there after
yeah,
doing so long in prison, and then going back into them conditions. I was really ill, and I wasn't well.
yeah,
But yeah, I just took it and carried on and just picked myself up. And as I got used to the jail, I think getting out at 12 months, I didn't like fully got long enough to sort myself out for getting out properly.
yeah,
Because it was such a short time,
yeah,
you know. Normally up there about 2.5 years, something like that. My heat in the getting the jail, getting the grips with the prison life and
mm.
outside, you know. Aye.
So, if you had any, did you have you looked at YouTube since you came out? Do you know what the situation is, what it looks like now on this side of YouTube?
Aye, I've seen bits and pieces and stuff and that. Aye,
And what do you
aye,
think
it's
about the
been that way.
dynamic suddenly changing?
Aye, the dynamics change. It's what happens, isn't it?
It's God, it's really turned around. It's absolutely mind-boggling watching it. It's like, what's going on here? It just like twisted right round. It wasn't like a couple little
Aye.
things. You've got people now who are bestie friends with each other that were out to cause all kinds of hell with each other beforehand. And
Mm.
so how does that work
It's got
out?
everybody stopped watching EastEnders though, haven't they, man? They didn't like the
Yeah,
BBC. So they tune into our list stuff.
yeah. But it's as I say, and you get this, well, I'm leaving the dark side. I'm leaving the dark side. So people leave the dark side, as they call it.
Ooh.
for
I
a
don't like the dog.
little while, and then suddenly they're back again because they
The dog
realise
thing,
they're locked in it. You can't get away from it. Locked in it, or you suddenly channel dies, completely
well,
dies. Twins.
well, if you didn't want to, I mean, for me, to come on YouTube, you've got to be coming on with positive stuff. You know, you've got
Mm,
to be, you've got to be chilled about it all. As anybody takes a dig at you, or anybody says out about you, I mean,
yeah,
you've got to have a positive frame of mind in your head, dealing with it all. If you cannot do that, then you cannot come on YouTube and get involved in any of this crap.
oh, if it
This
starts,
dark side business and all that.
if it starts getting to your mental health, I think people should step straight away from it because it's not worth it. Because what I do is people go on and they start calling me things, and I just think, well, get on with it, but I won't engage with those channels.
Aye.
You know, the way people go on arguing with each other, I can't be bothered with that. It's like, no, if I don't like it, I don't like it, and I'm going to keep well away from you. So they don't get that. You know, like it used to be on Expo, people would be arguing with each other and cutting into each other. It's like, not interested, not interested one bit.
It was that's right because you couldn't understand what was being said and what they were arguing about.
You couldn't understand a word that because everyone was shouting over each other,
That's right.
and you'd be thinking, "What's going on here?" But Expo, don't know what's happened to Expo. He's sort of gone away from it. I know he had his monetization stopped again.
In the cesspit.
Oh, the cesspit that went a while ago, didn't it?
Aye, aye.
Yeah, it was ages ago that went. I don't know why he went off. Film boy, wasn't it?
Film boy, aye. Yeah, he must have went off when I went in. When I went inside.
It was. It would have been before that, actually, if I remember rightly. The only one I miss from there is Gambino Queen. I used to think she was dead
Aye,
funny.
that the Gambino Queen, like she was all right, wasn't
She was funny. I know she didn't think it was funny what people were saying to her, but it's the way she used to respond would be funny. It would be like, "What's going?" You know, she used to come out. She'd be so in control at 1 minute, then she'd be coming out. And I don't like people cursing or swearing, but when she got really riled, she'd start cursing. But it'd be funny when she did it for some reason. I don't know why, but it was funny that. So we used to like that part of it, but they went. But there's no really. I say there's no big channels anymore doing what Expo did. A couple have tried, and it just hasn't worked for them. It hasn't
it?
worked out for them at all. Because the thing is, you can get that, and like Hand Expo, you're getting a lot of traction to your channel. But you know, because the nature of the argument, the controversy there, you're going to lose the channel eventually, or your monetization. YouTube will
Aye,
just
because
say, no, you're
the
not being
language,
monetized. So it's a waste of
being
time.
used.
Yeah, it's a total waste of time. Unless you can make your money on your coffees or donate, was it Patreon they do and all that kind of thing, don't they? Unless you can make your money on that. But the interesting one as well, this shows how quick the tide can turn. Hedgehog Man, he calls him. Have you read that name, Hedgehog Man, by the way?
Yes, I've heard of Hedgehog Man.
Video Craig is
Yes.
it's weird how it happened with him. It was like overnight. 1 minute he's the golden boy, making vast amounts of money for YouTube standards, loads of money. Then suddenly it was like everyone turned on him, or lots of people turned on him anyway. We're like, eh, you can
It
see
was.
it dropping and
I
dropping.
was watching Video Craig for a bit. He's. It is what it is. He gets by, and he gets by the way he does.
Mm.
So
I mean, he's
yeah.
happy enough. He's trying, isn't it? So let him
He's
get on with it.
trying, and
Yeah,
he's sober as well. He seems to be sober. So
yeah.
aye. So that's good.
So that's one thing that's saying. But it's shocking how quick it can turn on someone. You can be a success, then you're nothing at all. I
I
wouldn't
well,
say he's
it's
nothing at all, but
no, but like his channel collapsed, and if he was earning a few bar through that channel, it was it was what the content was based on, is why it got collapsed. So at least he got a
Yeah.
few ball out of it. You know, he got a
Oof.
few ball out of it. Because he
Oh,
put a
got a
hell of a
few
lot of
bob.
effort into doing it, I'm telling you.
I think what it was because Dekahegi isn't the big sensation he was, and Dekahegi sort of gone low scale. He's
Oh,
not out to
God.
get the attention anymore like he used to be. If your career is or your channel is built on one person and that person stops producing the goods for you to work with, then you're going to go down very quickly. And I could never understand myself why people, and used to get this excuse, I'm watching video Craig talking about Decker because I don't want to watch Decker because I don't want to give him the money. And I think, but you are watching Decker because Decker's views were massive as well. But it's just like
Some
old
of that stuff
news.
was crazy, though. Some of that bloody. I don't know
Uh,
why I'd want to tune into someone, you know, who he was in the Philippines and all that, man. It was madness.
oh, yeah, it was
You
absolutely.
are, what on earth? What on earth make you want to go to the Philippines after having what's going on YouTube and all that? Talk about,
But again, he was invited over there, wasn't he?
you know what I mean?
What was
He was
Karasi
invited.
Marzi? He was invited by Karasi Marzi, FFM. I don't know whether you know them.
I've
Rate
heard of the
them.
Karate Marty fella.
Well, he's a
Who is that?
controversial.
What a,
He's controversial himself, but he invited Decker over
oh,
there because he wanted to get him involved in FFM. He's desperate to get someone famous to get this FM, which is really just a dirty site. It's where women,
oh,
put dirty photos up, and you can tell some of them are applying for trade, when you look at it.
oh,
So it's that. But he wanted him on there. And I don't know the truth behind who started what, who said what. You don't know because the two of them are blatant liars. And it
oh,
all blew up for Crossy Marcy because he put a GoFundMe up. And I saw the GoFundMe. You see, Anne's there first. Anne's always there first. And I thought, this doesn't make sense, this GoFundMe. There's something not kosher about this. So I pointed out in the video, said, I don't get this. Said, I'm not really believing that this is kosher. And it came out then that he couldn't produce the evidence that he had reported. Just 1 second, Cookie. I've just got my bread machine's just binging, so I better switch it off. All my bread will be burnt. It won't be a second.
I can't see the comments. Anybody who's out there watching in, so I can't read them back on out. So I'm just sitting there waiting for Anne to come.
So I'm back again. Yeah, my bread machine, it just starts pinging in. If you don't get it straight away, it burns the bread if you leave it in it. But yet, so this GoFundMe, that sort of started all kinds of things, and he got a lot of negative attention because things he was saying and doing, and he's sort of gone his way. He's trying to get in with another fella now, another dubious fella called Shadowbox. I don't know if you've heard about him.
I've heard of Shadowbox as well.
Yeah, so
I
he's.
watched him. I watched him pour a can of Guinness.
Oh, yeah. Did you see his infamous Thailand video? I don't think you would see that.
No.
I've got it on my BitChute. I've got the full because YouTube took it straight down. Oh, it's disgusting. It was disgusting. So when certain people out there are saying that, oh, he's only been accused and convicted to do one SO on a woman, so it's their word against his. There's no, running behavior that can say that he's always done this. But yet, when you saw what happened in Thailand, You thought, no, this is a man that pulls down women's tops to bare the breasts. This is a man that grabs the heads and puts them towards his groin and makes them simulate oral. This is a man that did that. And a lot of people that were watching at the time when it was happening were saying, if I had any doubts that you were guilty, I don't have doubts now because you are guilty of what you were convicted of by the way he was treating the women. He even says to one of them, I'm going to choke your ass. So for some reason,
when you lead a promiscuous lifestyle and you're pushing sexual boundaries,
yeah,
risky ones, they might be legit and all that, and risky and all that. And then if you're taking drugs on top of that, and drinking and stuff and that, and you're continuously behaving in such a way without fully aware what the consequences are further down the line.
Well, he knows this. Cookie. Just let me say this, Cookie. He knows what the consequences are because, as I said in a video, said in a couple of videos about him, I'm sorry, he wouldn't dare try acting like that in Dublin because if he did, he'd be either put in traction or he'd be arrested. Because so he knew to do it in Thailand. And he thought it was all funny. He still says now it was funny, it was great entertainment. And I said to him, right, try that in Dublin and see what will happen to you. He won't. So he knows he can only get away with it in Thailand because these women are desperate. That's it, they're poor and desperate. So he can get away with it there, but he'd never try it in Dublin. But which is a thing of behaviour, isn't it? So you planned to carry on with your camping videos, which were really good, weren't they? And you were doing your haunting things, weren't you? You're doing your spooky things, weren't you?
Aye. Well, I went to this church, right? It's really scary when you stay there by yourself.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't do it on my own. No way.
Oh yeah, I tell you.
No.
Even though there's no like stuff really happening around us or no like that, but giving me honest out. I don't know why I was panicking. I think it was because I've got the whole side of my body. I've done this video and the whole side of my body got really cold, dead fast.
Yeah.
And because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm in this church on my own and I'm thinking, oh yeah, loads of my thoughts start coming in my head and all that. So I think I just had to calm my panicking down while I packed up and done the runner.
Yeah. Don't blame you. I don't blame you. But you're doing any more?
Thinking about going in there and just sticking it out and see what happens.
Yeah. I know the ghosty side of it, people doing these ghost things, they don't seem to get much traction or traffic on YouTube now. They really, really don't. I think people are like, oh, another one. Yeah, it's they like very few views. And there's a couple, and you can tell the tubers, and they go out camping, right? And they'll go to a haunted woods or to a haunted place, and you can tell that they've added sound effects to it because it happens every time. And it's like anyone that's ever done genuine ghost hunting or whatever, that's why most haunted was a load of rubbish. Every time something would happen, it doesn't. It's actually rare.
Was haunted. Was it Derek Kohler?
Oh God, what a con merchant!
He
What a
ended up
con.
with some scandal, didn't he?
Yeah, well, what they set him up, didn't they? And seeing if he'd suddenly with a fake identity and name of person. And I think it said when you rearrange the words of this person, it said Derek is a faker, something like that, but the words were rearranged and he went into this trance. But I knew well before because couldn't say this when he was alive, but can say this now that he has gone to the great beyond. He used to be pulled, this was before he was famous, so many times by the Merseyside police, by people complaining. He'd see at notices in the newspapers, in the Echo, the Liverpool Echo, the death notices. And he'd actually go and knock on the person's door and start saying, I can give you the message and all this from your loved one. And they used to complain about him. So there was that. So he
canvassing the vulnerable.
Oh, we used to because there were complaints about him. I heard that when I joined Metropolis. So Derek Ancora, they said we used to have to go out and have weight and will you stop? Because what it was, he wasn't doing anything illegal, but it was just heartless doing it. And the one that got me when I knew, well, I always knew it. I'm very skeptical of all mediums. And the one that stood out to me, and I thought, this is definitely a con job, this, was when he started doing that one. Mary, did you see that one? The infamous Mary loves Dick, Mary loves Dick. And it was like, that is just so preconceived and planned to have an effect. I thought, there's no way that's genuine. No way. It was just so but people will fall for these fraudsters. And they are fraudsters. I don't care what. There might be some genuine people out there that do have a gift, but they're very, 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 very rare. And I think the chance of meeting one in your life is equally rare if there is anyone. I think you could do it on one hand if anyone does have a genuine gift. Well,
I remember seeing one when I was a youngin', and the two of us to get a job. Is that the scene I've just seen their white uniforms and their police uniforms under his army life?
Oh God!
Seriously?
I mean,
I paid a 15 bars from again in the town war.
But yeah, you do get. I mean, I'm like my mum though. She was very skeptical about mediums. She was and spiritualists. She was very, very skeptical. Only one that she went to. And she said what she said came true. And it was weird, Cookie. It was weird. She said she could see, she said, I can see fire above your head. She said, there's a fire above your head. And she said, it's going to happen in the next couple of days. Someone would say, what do you mean a fire? She said, there's fire above your head. So anyway, that was only one of the things she told her. Then she was on a tram the next day. And she said the top of the tram, the electric had caught fire. So she said, it did have fire above my head, she said, like she said. And another one used to complain. Well, a couple did. They complained that they couldn't get it from her because her guardian spirits, this is where it gets really spooky, her guardian spirits used to block any information coming through or getting any readings. And they said, this spirit does not want you talking to mediums who's ever guarding you. And one woman said it's a nun, a medieval French nun. Listen to this. Listen to this. A medieval French nun. Well, cut a long story short, when I was a child, very young, about 4, I had a vision. And it was obviously remembering some kind of past life. And I can remember I was dressed in some kind of robe. And I was looking out the window at these people. I've said it before. I won't go into it. I'll get bored if I keep on saying it. But years later, many, many years later, as a little jaunt, which I'll never do again because it was horrible, I thought I'll go and get regressed to see if there's something in this life. Well, I got regressed. And worst thing I've ever done, I'd never do again. It was so horrifically frightening when it happened. Because when they say you sense everything and feel everything, you do. It's like you're really there. And what I was sensing and seeing was absolutely horrific, horrifying. But I worked out that I was a woman in France in the 1400s. And I was in some kind of religious order. I didn't say nun, but I'm in some kind of religious order. And I often wondered, was this nun that was protecting her was me before I was born? Because it would have happened before I was born. And I was standing there saying, no, you won't. And funny enough, during the regression, after the regression, in the regression, I kept on going on about my daughter. I was absolutely panicking about my daughter. Don't let them near my daughter. Don't let them near my daughter. Now, that sounds odd. How could a nun have a child? But actually, lots of people, nuns, used to have children, or the husband would die and then they become a nun. So you could have a child and be a nun. Anyway, when it came out of the regression, I was sitting there and then suddenly it was weird. Just like a bolt of lightning in my head. I said, oh my God. I said, my daughter was going on about panicking about. So she said, yeah. I said, that daughter was my mother in this life. I said, I came back to what was my daughter, but was now my mama. And I said, that's the only way. Weird, totally weird. Whether it's fantasy, I don't know. Whether it's the truth, I don't know. But it was so weird. So I'm just wondering whether I was this French nun that was blocking the way, wouldn't let anyone get through to her. But anyway, enough of me talking. As usual, I'm taking over the bleeding podcast. So, want to hear from you. So you got your plans to do that. So what else are you looking forward to?
I got myself a job and I lost it.
Oh, you got yourself a job and you lost it.
I had a canny little job. I could probably still get it back. Aye.
Why? What was
it? Talking to professional people about reoffending behaviour.
Oh, we were talking about that ages ago, weren't we, doing something like that? And you never got round to it. So you were doing
my life experience around how I've been treated by the authorities and what it was like in prison and what that sort of thing, to help policymakers try and make policy or probation officers deliver a better service with more, so that they can more identify with their clients and try and help them.
Why did you lose it? How did you lose it?
Because I had a load of stuff going on London at the time, and it meant that I had to come and do a load of Teams meetings on the internet and that, talk to people and stuff. And I kept on missing these meetings because I couldn't focus properly on nothing because of all the conflict going on in my head and and everything good and all that. I was losing focus. So I was missing meetings left, right, and centre, thinking there were at times when there weren't, and it was mad.
Well, so, you have to get yourself.
Me 100% focus. I had to take a step back from it until I can focus properly, because it's really easy job to do.
Well, you have to get your head sorted. Because I remember once. Remember when we were saying about school talks and university talks? Remember ages ago, and I said to you, I thought, because I was put a little test. You don't know this. This will be the first time you've heard this, that I did this, but you failed the test. I always throw a little test out there to see how, because people can say to you, oh yeah, I'd do that. Oh yeah, I'd be into for that. And so I think, yeah, but I'll test you. Do you remember I told you to write on a piece of paper where you wanted to go, what you wanted to do, what your aim was, and put it up on the wall behind you so you could refer to it when you were talking on your YouTube channels? And I remember you didn't do it. So I thought, he's not going to stick to this. See, that's what you've got to do. But you've got to, it's difficult when your head's all over the place. It's easy to say, well, get that sorted. But if it was that easy, you'd never need mental health people, or you'd never need psychiatrists, because you'd just be able to snap out of it. So it's getting to that point where you can sort of. But you, again, Cookie, no one knows what's going inside your head. It could be, because I think sometimes you put a brave face on things and you don't let it out just how much is going on in there. But there must be, I say, you just try your best. And if you're going into a situation talking about what you are talking about, prison and all this business, of course, they have to accept that, you're going to have moments. Do you get what I'm saying?
Well, all that side of things with that, when we job and all that, was really positive, and it would have just filled us full of more positive stuff.
Yeah.
It was because of me recall and stuff and all that. When I went back into jail and that, I was getting triggered a lot, so I had to deal with a lot of feelings.
Well, you will be.
That carried on, and I'm still getting triggered now, but nowhere near as much as I was. So all that's starting to calm down now, but I just deal with. You're right, but it's like everybody else. We've all got more stuff that we need to deal with. You know what I mean?
Some people have more.
Look at if I look back on my life, you know what I mean? I cannot let that stuff beat us up. Even though sometimes I do have a lot of regret and stuff and that, It's how you deal with it's how you deal with all that stuff, really. You know, and I think at times it holds me back big time, to tell you the truth,
I think
because
what
of how I
is
feel about things, you know.
well, what is some things you can't put right, and also sometimes you can't just. It would be a callous person if they've done something wrong in the past, seriously wrong, that they can just
Mhm.
walk away from it and forget it. God blimey, that would be a
Oh,
psychopath who could do that. But
you have to live a good life, man.
what it
If you're not a
is,
psychopath and that, you have to live a good life. You do.
yeah, you have to
You
live.
can't carry on living a bad life.
But you have to also, this is it, and this is what the Buddhist belief system is as well. They go on about craving. They say all suffering comes from craving and clinging. And
Mm,
what it is, when you're actually grieving over something, that's a craving. You're clinging
mm,
on to something that's no point
mm,
clinging on to. But at the same time, I understand what you mean. It would be a callous person that can say, I can just, what annoys me is when people turn around and say, God has forgiven me. And it's like, no, you do, actually, that's blasphemy. And the Bible tells you this because you're suggesting you can think like God does. And that's suggesting that you are a God. Never say God's
mm,
forgiven you. You don't know. No, if there is a God, you don't know whether you've been forgiven or not until you pass over to the next thing. But
mm.
so it's a
Not
callous
trying to be a
person
better
that does
person.
that. But at the same time, you know, you've got to live on and you've got to
Mhm.
stop those experiences. You can feel like crap. You can say, please let me be punished when I go over to the other side. Please let me put it right, what I've done wrong. You know, you can do that. But if you're going to cause more damage to people around you, that's what you've got to be wary of because it's not easy, as say, being around someone that's in a case because it's grief. That's what it is. Regret
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
grief,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
when persons
Oh,
in turns to
aye.
grief, that's it.
It's how you deal with it, like, and how you let it affect your life.
Yourself
And it,
and everyone else.
aye, aye. And if it's affecting you in a negative way, right, like stopping you from moving forward on certain things, and
Yeah,
that's holding you back in your life and what have you. And then it's abusive. Then, really, isn't it?
yeah.
You're letting the other regret abuse you.
Well,
You
that's it.
know.
You have to look. You've got the life to live, and I'm not one of these that buy into
Right?
it. We have a purpose. I don't think we do. I think it's just potluck that you're here. I personally believe that it's not the only
I'm lucky
time
to
you're
be
here,
here.
but you just have to get through it, and you have to sort of deal what it is. And if there's anything to be addressed, you have to address it when you get out to the other
I,
side.
you say you make a peace with the world. That's a big issue for people these days. To not to make a peace with the world, because people's expectations are very high and the aspirations are very high and stuff and that.
Mm.
And when you reach a certain age and you're not meeting them targets and that, and then you've got to start dealing with the reality of life and living life on life's terms, and you can make your peace with the world. It's
Well, it's not so much
so
making peace with.
artificial.
Where we go, his earbuds are going again.
Right.
Now, it's not so much making, to me, it's not so much making peace with the world. It's making peace with yourself because it's not the world that actually has the problem. It's the
Mm-hmm.
individual themselves. So it's making peace with
Mm-hmm.
yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
that's it. So you look at yourself and you say, this horrendous thing happened. I, but I have to get on. And moving on is not the same as saying that you don't feel absolutely awful. And that's the punishment in a
So
way. I think when someone has a
that is the
conscience,
that never when you it is difficult, and you have to it's respect, really,
mm,
not being in denial about all that, you know. Uh, Because if you're in denial about all that sort of stuff, then you're disrespecting the
or
other
if
men.
someone's laughing about it when
Yeah.
they mention it, that's
Aye,
another one.
or it's mm, it's it is
Yeah,
what.
that's it. But it's
Aye.
as I say, but again, that's the thing that you work on. And but as for your job,
Mm,
you just get your head in the right place. But what you have to do is be very, very strict with yourself. And that's part of your that's part of your punishment as well. If you want to say it's the word punishment, and I think that is an appropriate word, because people who agree know something that they've done, there is a need there that they want to be punished for what they've done in some way, so that they can recompense for it.
Mhm.
So in a way, you're getting out there and saying, right, I've got to get out there and I've got to make changes. I've got to make changes that will bring positive changes to people's lives, other people's lives. That's part of your punishment. And the way you get punished is you have to do it, whether you're feeling rubbish, whether your head's not together or not. You have to do it single focus. I'm
Oh,
going to do this. So you have to go to your appointments. You can't say, oh, I didn't know. You have to do it because you want to be punished, and that's your punishment. You have to do things that you don't want to do. And that's the way you face it. That's it. Because I think when when people get it, I say when they get a payback, that's when you find it lifting, because you're thinking, well, I'm actually doing something now. I'm doing something to lift this off. That's the way I think
yeah,
of it anyway.
you're
So,
absolutely right there.
yeah.
It just for me, it's been like so consuming in my head that I haven't been able to focus.
Mm,
I just
yeah.
haven't, and it was like a bit of a circle where it was causing the stress.
Yeah.
It was causing us a lot of stress and upset when I missed an appointment, you see. So it was like a vicious circle sort of thing. So I've had to take a step back to get me heat again and get myself sorted and get myself focused again,
Yeah.
you know.
So you just
And
have,
I think I don't know, maybe because of it being behind the door for all them years or whatever, and just waiting for the school to come to the door to give us whatever application or whatever, take us to what appointment or whatever.
yeah.
Uh, I don't know, but like it was helping us loads. So gotta say, it really was helping us loads because it was challenging us in ways that I was starting to deal with the issues from the prison. Where chasing things up, like and getting on top of issues and stuff and that. Uh, that
Well, what's it?
me
Do you
not
think it was?
doing that because I was feeling bad that I was doing something wrong. You see,
Do you
so
think it was
it helped us with
self-sabotage?
all that. I was thinking, Cushy, what?
Do you think it was self-sabotage? Or you're into that where you make things go wrong subconsciously? You don't want things to get better because you want to be in a perpetual state of suffering.
No,
I've met people like
no,
that.
I can't be like that. I can't be like that when my behavior is like out of control.
Yeah,
I can't be like that.
because
But
I've
I
known
tend
people,
to,
right, Cookie, and they used to act in a way that was guaranteed to get a negative response, and I could see them acting in this way. And they'd be the type of person that would have depressive issues. They'd be depressed, they'd be anxious, and all this. And I'd say, you're doing that because you can't cope with the fact that you're anxious and depressed. So what you're doing is you're coming up with a reason to be anxious and distressed. So they'd act in a way that would get people to turn on them, and they
but you
was their
see what they
excuse.
say with me is what happens with me, right? Is like they say that you've got like emotional memories,
Yeah,
right? And them can be triggered,
yeah,
right? Without you, and it can be something that like, especially when you're like big trauma emotional memories,
yeah.
and them can be triggered without you even realizing that it's like that incident that happened all them years ago, and it's that feeling that it's just something and that happens to me quite a lot. That
Well, it
you
can
know,
have. It's a form of PTSD. I don't like this term PTSD or the way people use it, because to me, PTSD is what it originally was shell shock. And when you see PTSD, I mean, it's just shell shock as it originally was. It's nothing the
mm,
same. They're not even remotely the same.
no,
Look,
it's
having
not.
a shit
No,
life
it doesn't feel
or
like that
having
to
shit
me.
memories as a child is not the same as
Right?
shell shock.
It feels like it can a feeling can be triggered in me where the
Yeah.
police are looking for us, right?
Mm.
And there's serious consequences gonna happen to this stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or some violence gonna happen. You
Mm.
know, especially when I see certain people's attitudes of like being rounders and what have you, in that
Do you
in
mean
that
like a
Christian
form of
religion.
paranoia?
No, because even though I know that the situation's not logically, I can say no, that's not going to happen. Like badness is going to happen here, right? But then feelings have been triggered in his
Yeah.
right, and I can't like just pull them out of us and just say, oh, that doesn't exist because they're really powerful, you see. So
Mm.
it is in can be in loads of different situations where I can be triggered like that. Eh, but it's it's how you talk to yourself, especially with the anxiety and the depression. Because I've suffered for that loads,
Mm.
and believe me, I've done a life sentence. I know all about depression and anxiety. Believe you
Mm.
me, and it's all about the self-talk that you taught yourself in that state of mind, right? And you've got to get your mantra in your head.
Mm.
That's where it begins. Your mantra in your head. It's got to be positive, and like positive step forward. You keep saying stuff like that in your mind when you're feeling like that. You know, I'm looking for a positive solution. That's the sort of things. You know that you turn your mind into. It's helped me loads over the years, especially when I'm feeling like
Well,
that.
if it helps you, it works. I mean, I've never been a fan of mantras, and I tell you why I'm not a fan of them, because you've got to believe them before they work. It's like when people are told to look in the mirror and say, "Oh, I'm beautiful," and what you're seeing is a pig looking back at you.
Oh no,
It's like,
it's got to be
yeah,
truthful. It's got to be proper. It's like it's like when I've got anxiety and the depression going on, right? I don't care.
mm,
Right? There's nothing positive that's going to enter into that. Going to make no feeling in my body is positive at all, and I do not want to. I don't feel positive at all, so I have to use that mantra to remind myself and to bring the
yeah,
positivity in. You see, and to start thinking about positive things,
yeah.
just completing little tasks and
I
sorting
say
stuff. You know?
different things work for different people, and if that works for
Mhm.
you, you hold on to
Oh,
it
well,
and
it's
keep
good
on
for me,
using
especially in the prison, I'm telling you.
it.
I stuck in the road on my own all them years and all that, man. It was,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I had to deal with it all. Parkhurst and everything, man. Sitting in Parkhurst on my own, it was,
Not a
oh,
pleasant
man.
experience. Not pleasant
Hmm.
at all. So,
No.
are you going to try and get back into this, talk to those people again?
Yes, I am. I'm looking at just I've got a couple of issues that I'm looking to get solved over these next 2 to 3 weeks. And that should settle me properly. And I'm gonna start grafting.
Yeah, just go back to it and see how you can
I'm
do
gonna
with it.
start doing positive. Get you because I was going to do hand in hand with the YouTube and all that.
Mm.
Do positive stuff.
Yeah, that's
So
it. You just get back to YouTube. Just do what, because you were doing really good on your YouTube, weren't you? We're getting decent views.
aye, aye,
Getting that.
you know, I mean, I've got a couple of lads here who wanted to come on with YouTube and all that, but with the way things are, you know, I didn't want to. These lads' lives are already similar to mine. So, and I didn't want to be making it worse for them because they might
Yeah,
not cope as good as what I have, you know. So that's
it
why
will.
I haven't
But
had
that's
them
it.
on my
But
channel.
that's it. You just take it each day as it comes. But it's Welsh Girl now. Here we are. Hi, Anne Lace. Yeah, late again, Welsh Girl, aren't you, towards the end? You know what? I keep on having to tell her off. I do. I keep on having to tell her off because she comes in late. It's like,
Mhm.
be there, dead on the spot. All dressed. I hope you've got your nice frock on and your makeup on as well. And is Kelsey still about? Just let me check here. Well, let's check. I'll catch her out. Is she still here? Is Kelsey here? Oh, she is. Not that I don't believe you are here, Kelsey. It was just, just a little witticism. That's all it was. But yeah, so it's great to see you back anyway. And but what you I
Ah,
say, it's
we always
not an
call that. I
easy.
mean, we just talk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mostly.
And have you still got that
Mhm.
dog you've got in your picture?
Still got Flash, yes.
Ah,
Mhm.
lovely little thing. But
I'll
yeah,
have him
so we
on
can
the
all
next videos.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because I say, but keep it consistent. The more consistent you get, the more views you'll get through it,
Mm-hmm.
and the more it will build up, and people will come to your channel. That's how it works.
Aye, aye,
So, are there any
aye.
thoughts you want to leave people with, Cookie, before we wrap up?
I just everybody just be positive and be kind to each other and
Mm. And
that's
don't get
one of
involved
those.
in any cack. Don't get involved in
Aye,
any rubbish. Yeah. I say drama's okay as long as you can handle the drama. If the drama you can't handle it, but somewhere sometimes you're dragged into it. You can't help
no,
it, can you?
people gonna say bad things about you. That's what they're gonna say.
That's
Don't
what
be
they're
for me.
gonna
I
say.
don't take things personal, and I just
I mean, look at it. They say bad things
got
about
on.
me. Now, there's nothing about. I mean, who could find anything negative to say about a wonderful human being, a paragon, an inspiration to others like me? But they will. They'll find something negative to say about me. I tell you, so they'll say about anyone. So it's great speaking to you again, Cookie,
I
and
am.
you'll have to come on again, as I say,
I will be.
and we'll have a good old chat again. And I've got to give this to my lovely Maud Kelsey because she has this every show. Here we are, Kelsey. Oh, she's good as Kelsey. She's always there, always on time, always making sure everything's running well. She's absolutely brilliant. She is. So, oh wait, how dare they? Yeah, no. Are you smoking again? Now that's one thing you want to give up. Here we are. I'm going to be one of those annoying ex-smokers. You've got to give that up.
Tell you what, right? I've been taking this honey stuff. It's kind of expensive, and it's cushy for your chest, you know.
Never mind it being cushy for your chest. It won't be cushy for your chest. If you put nicotine and smoke in there, it won't be cushy for your chest.
No, that's not good.
So stop doing that. You feel well.
Cut
God
right
haven't
down,
said
man.
that.
I was nervous the night, so I had to have a tap.
Well, this I can't talk. It took me about 6 attempts before I could give up. It was not an easy thing. Not an easy thing at all. So anyway, I'll wait for you to put your face back on after you've had the smoke. Then we'll say goodbye. I'm just looking at big. How are you?
There we go. Hiya.
Are you Jamie? Jamie's in the chat. Another one like Welshie has arrived late. My God, and I'm thinking that I'm the main event, and they arrive late. They just wander on when last minute. I'm absolutely winding up, but yeah, it's all been happening around Jamie. See, as things suddenly start flipping around, now people are seeing what's been happening to Jamie and Shirley, and it's all starting to. That's it. It starts to come out.
It's a mess. It's all a mess.
Yeah. Strange. So never give up hope. And that's it. Never give up hope because things might look bleak at the moment, but it can all turn around. And that's why it really upsets me. When people do something silly to themselves, or it's wrong word, silly. That's trivialized it, but to do something desperate to themselves where they don't have the chance to wait to see if things good will happen. But no matter how bad it is, I'll leave a quote I've mentioned before, didn't I? Gone with the Wind. I'll leave the most famous quote from that book and film that sums everything up in one line. Tomorrow is just another day. Or actually, no, tomorrow is another day. In other words, no matter how devastating it is now, tomorrow everything might be completely different. And that's how you look at it. So anyway, so say goodbye to the chat, Cookie.
Hello, everyone. Ta-ra.
So you take care, and I'll contact you after this, Cookie. So you take care. Take care, everyone, and I'll leave it all with this. Let me find something to. Oh, I'll leave you with Oh, my little kabuki woman, or man, actually pretending to be a woman. But here we go. I'll leave everyone with this.